So Resilient Jenkins uploaded a new video, and you're not going to believe what Stephanie said.
If you really do stand by your man, you would go through a couple hard struggles with him before you just leave.
If you really stood by your man, you would let him have his cake and eat it too. If you really stood by your man, you would let him cheat on you. Stephanie, do you hear yourself? Going through hard times with your significant other does not involve cheating on them. This is the same man that said he does not want to get a job because he does not want to listen to other people telling him what to do. As y'all are living in a motel room. Also becoming super friendly with the Drew side piece page. Girl, y'all might as well be in an open relationship. Stephanie also makes it very clear that she is not giving up on her king daddy. How long is Stephanie going to keep putting this grown man above her own children?
Hello, my gossip lovers. Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's Hot Mess Express, do me a solid, drop a comment, and let me know where you're watching from and what time it is in your corner of the world. And while you're at it, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat. Now, let's get into it. Today, we're talking about the saga that never ends, the one and only Stephanie Jenkins, aka Stephanie Thompson. The online rumor mill is buzzing with some new information, and as always, I'm here to break down the latest alleged developments for you. Remember, this is all based on online chatter and speculation, so take it with a grain of salt. The latest chapter of this epic drama seems to have unfolded on Facebook, where Stephanie reportedly started a new group called Resilient Moms, or something along those lines. And one of her very first posts was a novel-length post venting about her life, her relationship with Drew, and surprisingly her mother. It was this incredibly long, raw, and honestly kind of eye-opening glimpse into her world. And I have to say, reading it puts some things into perspective, whether you agree with her or not. The post, which I'll summarize for you, starts off with her saying that a woman can only take so much, and that people need to respect the time it takes for a woman to make changes. She claims that while people might be yelling at her to leave Drew, she's been contemplating and planning her escape for months. She even says, and I quote, that no good mother would keep their children in a situation they aren't thriving. But she adds that no level-minded woman is going to just run and leave without a safe plan for herself and her kids. This is where it gets spicy. She drops a major bomb about her mother, saying that running to her mom for help in the past was the worst decision she ever made, because her mom allegedly financially effed her over so bad when all she needed was time to recover from abuse.
Now this is a Resilient Jenkins update because Stephanie posted a video last night and I saw it and then I went straight to sleep. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, it pissed me off. Let's get into it. Now in her most recent post here on TikTok and on Facebook, there has been a lot of concerns about the baby because her eyes are noticeably different. One is like turning inward, okay? I tried to give her a little grace. I'm like, hey, I've seen babies' eyes go inward before. You just give them a little one of these. They close their eyes, they open their eyes, the eyes is back straight. People corrected me. They were like, that's for newborn babies. That's for smaller babies. This baby is much older than that. Her eyes should not be doing that, and it's doing it for an extended amount of time. Well, excuse me. I was just trying to say, hey, I've seen something similar before. But no, people are saying she needs to go get this checked out. So when Stephanie came on here and was in the car making a video, we all thought, or at least I thought as a viewer, I thought, okay, she's about to address what's going on with the baby.
Now, she admits they've gone years without contact, and her mom might have changed, but she's been testing the waters, and claims her mother still lacks accountability, just like Drew. She even makes a stunning observation, suggesting that part of the reason she put up with Drew's alleged lack of accountability for so long is because it was familiar, something she had to deal with her entire childhood with her own mother. She even calls it nutty, how similar their hurtful patterns are. She says she was essentially searching for her own mother in her life partner. Talk about a light bulb moment, or at least an alleged one. She wraps up this heartfelt post by saying that while she has awareness of what needs to change, the constant ridicule from people calling her a bad mother because of Drew really weighs on her. She insists she's a good mom and that she's effing trying to make changes. She asks for a little more understanding now that we supposedly know her mother isn't the escape route we all thought she was, and that she's flying solo in all this. She even says she can't imagine putting the pressure on a woman to change her life because the man she thought was her forever turned out to be nothing like he was in the beginning.
Wrong. Whole video about Drew. Yet again. Who asked for this? Who's coming at her talking about her man? Somebody, she's like, so let me get this straight. Y'all want me to leave my man. And if he don't fit into the puzzle piece, then we're going to have to figure something else out. Why do you keep saying that? Why do you keep saying that? Is his puzzle piece not fitting into your slot? Just go ahead on and move on. Are you making these videos to talk to him indirectly? Because none of us asked for this. We all trying to figure out what's going on with the baby. And of course, there was no mention of the baby. Am I surprised at this? No. Why? Because we're still waiting on an update about Atlas. The last update we had about Atlas's condition is when Stephanie was at the hospital talking about, oh yeah, I had to get this UTI checked, and I'm hopefully I can get out of here soon because I don't want to miss Atlas's appointment. She was like, we missed the last one. Mind you, she could have got her UTI dealt with after Atlas's appointment. Like, that's what, as a parent, that's what you literally do. You go to their appointment first, and then whatever you got going on, then you go to get yourself checked out. But I think she intentionally went to go get that UTI done first so they can miss the appointment and have to reschedule. Have they rescheduled? We'll never know because she never brought it up again.
And that brings us to the most fascinating part of her post, the Drew origin story. She describes a man who, when she first met him, was soft-spoken, so calm, and always ahead of their household needs. He never let them run out of groceries or toilet paper. She claims he had some savings, and when her daughters accidentally broke his TV, he was so gentle and understanding about it, telling her to just go half on a new one with him. She says she felt this incredible sense of peace, like she'd finally found someone who wouldn't create mountains out of molehills. She genuinely believed he was helping her heal generational curses. She still believes the man she first met is still underneath all the current chaos, and that she gave him so much time because she believed they could get back to that place.
And I do think if she ever does address what's going on with the baby, she's going to say, y'all need to mind your business. We have an appointment set up, and then we're going to hear about this appointment that's set up, and we're never going to hear about it again. And before anybody jump on here, I never said that anything is specifically wrong with the baby. A lot of people are speculating that the baby has had some sort of has been shaken. I don't know. I've never seen what a shaken baby looks like. I don't want to Google it. That's very traumatizing. I'm not making that accusation. We don't know what happened to the baby. We just know that the baby's eyes look different and they weren't looking like that before, and somebody needs to go and get that baby checked out. I do, though, feel like she is going to eventually address it and say, okay, we've set up an appointment for the baby, and I guarantee y'all we're not going to hear nothing else about it. We're not going to hear nothing else about it. Prove me wrong, Stephanie. And then while you're at it, let us know what happened with Atlas's appointment too.
Now, my dear viewers, as an independent journalist, I have to say, this post is a lot to unpack. It's a window into what some might call a very unhealthy mindset. It's hard not to feel a sliver of sympathy when you read something so raw and vulnerable. You can almost feel her feeling overwhelmed and alone. But then you have to bring it back to reality. The whole situation is, at best, a mess. This isn't a thriving situation for her or her children, and her reasoning for staying seems to be rooted in this idea that he's still the man she met. But shouldn't you hold him to the same standard you hold your own mother? If your mom's lack of accountability is enough for you to cut her out, why isn't it enough for you to leave Drew? I know she has kids with him, but that's what makes the situation even more critical. It's not healthy for her, and it's certainly not healthy for the kids. And speaking of unhealthy, let's talk about another alleged online revelation. Stephanie, in another post, said she was finally going to stop caring about what people say and stop worrying about the things she's being accused of not doing.
Hey, quick question. If somebody went to rehab for a substance, and now they're using that substance, that's a problem, even if it's greenery. Or is it possible that this wasn't from greenery? Because, in Ohio, the H and the M are very, very popular, but you look like people I know that very much like pills. I'm not at all denying that greenery addiction isn't real. It is a real thing. I agree. But if you did legitimately go to rehab for greenery addiction, and now you're posting that you're using it, that means that you're an addict in active relapse. Unless you never went to rehab for greenery and it was for something else. So me personally, I have used greenery for my multiple sclerosis, for treatment of my multiple sclerosis. But if you have somebody whose addiction was so bad, she had to leave her kids with her mom to go to treatment, why are we supporting her relapse on this app? Why do you care? Why do you care? I grew up in a household with an alcoholic stepfather who would choose alcohol over bills. So yeah, up in a family of 7. I'm gonna talk about neglect and abuse when I see it.
To which I have to say, girl, what are you talking about? A lot of people in the online community feel that this kind of language is a major red flag. Why would you be worried about something you're being accused of if you're not guilty? The common saying goes, if you didn't do it, you don't have to worry about it. But according to online viewers, Stephanie's behavior, the constant need to post and defend herself, is classic guilty person behavior. It's like she's on this endless journey. It's a health journey, a fitness journey, a finding a house journey, a mental wellness journey, but the destination is always out of reach. Why can't she just find a destination and stick to it? The endless journey is exhausting to watch, and according to critics, is just another way to get engagement without ever actually having to solve the problem. And don't even get me started on the alleged WIC and government assistance drama. It has a lot of people in the online community feeling a certain type of way.
So, Stephanie Jenkins, you're going to say that you're finally going to stop caring about what people say and you're not going to worry about the things that you're not doing. You are crashing out right now, and honestly, I think you are probably on rugs or you are withdrawing or something, because that doesn't make sense. Have you, I don't know about you, but I've never worried about something that I've been accused of not doing. So, for example, if somebody said that I did something, Exhibit A, I wouldn't be crying because people think that I did Exhibit A. If I didn't do it, I'd just be like, okay, I didn't do it. But you know what guilty people do and say and how they act? Look at Stephanie Jenkins Thompson. That is how a guilty person talks. You cannot convince me otherwise because of the simple fact that she's posting stuff like this. And again, I always give you context. Like, why is she always going on a journey? Why? She's like AT. Like, she's always going on her fitness journey. She's going on a getting a house journey. She's going on a healthy mindset, mental awareness, whatever journey. Why don't you just find a darn destination and stick to it?
The rumor is that Stephanie complains about not getting enough help while making a significant amount of money from content creation. People are allegedly making comments about how she's making more than $10,000 a month, yet she's still living in a free motel shelter. It's a perception that she's making a conscious choice to stay in poverty while allegedly abusing a system meant for people who truly need it, like disabled veterans or people who have worked their whole lives and can't get any support. The anger isn't that she's getting help, but that she's allegedly using the system as a crutch when she's more than capable of providing for herself and her family. Now, on a different note, there's a lot of online talk about Stephanie's recent increase in video posts. It has some people speculating that she's allegedly using drugs or withdrawing and needs a fix in the form of attention.
So Resilient Jenkins Stephanie just created a new group on FB called Resilient Moms or Resilient Mamas, something like that. And one of the first posts on there was this extremely long post from her, basically venting about her situation, Drew, and her mother. I kind of wanted to read it and talk about it a little bit. It kind of put things in perspective for me a little bit for her, and I don't know, I have sympathy for her, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I wanted to know what you guys thought of the situation. I'm going to read it, and then I'll put it in like 2 times speed or whatever, so it's not super long for you guys to listen to or watch. Or you can pause it and read it yourself.
Others think she's not getting the attention she needs from Drew, so she's seeking it from her viewers. This all ties back to a recent post where she reportedly expressed how much she misses her stepson, Deshaun. She allegedly said something along the lines of, "The more people that love him, the better," implying he's being kept from her against his will. This prompted a response from a person online who is said to speak on behalf of Deshaun's biological mother, Desiree, since Desiree has restrictions on what she can say. The response was blunt. He doesn't miss you. He's living his best life with his bio mom. It's this he said, she said drama that has the internet buzzing, with people wondering who to believe and what the real story is. This brings us to the Resilient Moms group on Facebook. Almost as soon as it was created, it allegedly became a hotbed for people asking for money. The group, which was supposedly meant for single moms to share recipes and support one another, quickly devolved into a forum for donation requests and how to get scammed 101. It's an alleged mess that perfectly reflects the chaos of her public life.
Okay, so it starts off by saying a woman can only take so much, but what more women need to be doing is respecting the timing a woman takes to make changes. Right about when you think you know everything about a woman's situation from the outside and you think it's time for her to leave, she's more than likely been contemplating and planning for months or longer. No good mother would keep their children in a situation they aren't thriving, but no level-minded woman is going to run and leave before they have a safe plan for what's next for their children and themselves. Mind you, I've been down this road before, and running to my own mother for help was the worst decision I ever made. She's financially effed me over so bad when all I needed was time to recover from abuse. And I get that we've had years without contact, and she very well could have put some work in and changed some of her hurtful patterns, but I've been testing the waters with her for months. She still lacks accountability just as much as Drew. I've actually learned that part of why I put up with Drew's lack of accountability for so long was because it was familiar and something I had to do my whole childhood with my own mother. It's actually nutty how similar their hurtful patterns are. Who knew I was searching for my own mother and my life partner? If there's one thing I do not lack, it's awareness of how things need to change. But continually receiving ridicule as though I'm a horrible mother because of the man in my life lacks accountability really weighs on me. I know I'm a good mom. I would do anything for my kids, and I'm effing trying to make changes. So now that I've given a little more insight, now that y'all are aware that my mom is not the escape route y'all think she is, and that I really do not have anyone but solo me to rely on making these changes, can you just maybe have a little bit of more understanding? Just maybe. I could never imagine putting the pressure on a woman to change her life because the man she thought was her forever turned out being nothing like he was for the first 6 months of the relationship.
And let's not forget the baby drama that has so many people concerned. The online community noticed that in her recent videos, her youngest daughter's eyes are noticeably different, with one allegedly turning inward. While I initially tried to give some grace and said I've seen a baby's eyes do that before, viewers were quick to correct me, saying that this baby is much older and the issue is more prolonged. So when Stephanie finally made a new video, everyone thought she was going to address the baby's health. Wrong. The whole video was, yet again, about Drew. Who asked for this? We're all trying to figure out what's going on with the baby, and she's out here making videos about whether Drew's puzzle piece fits into her slot. It's alleged that she's talking to him indirectly through her videos because she's not getting the attention she wants. And let's not forget about Atlas. The last public update we had on his condition was when Stephanie was at the hospital getting a UTI checked out. She said she didn't want to miss his appointment, but they had already missed the last one. A lot of people online believe she intentionally went to her own appointment first so that she'd have an excuse to miss Atlas's, and then we'd never hear about it again. And so far, we haven't. It's an alleged pattern. She talks about a serious issue, promises an update, and then it's radio silence.
So I don't know what you guys thought about that, this whole post, but I thought it was very interesting to read. Obviously I'm not justifying anything that Stephanie has done in her past. Obviously the situation that she has put herself in now is not a thriving situation for herself or for her children, and it's just a shitty situation altogether. But just reading this post, you can tell that she's really struggling with some demons. She's probably depressed and obviously extremely overwhelmed. She feels like she is nobody. I don't know her whole situation with her mom. Her mom says one thing, she says another. But regardless of the point, she feels alone. And she feels like she, doesn't have the same relationship with Drew that she did to begin with.
People in the online community are predicting the same will happen with her youngest daughter's eyes. Stephanie will eventually address it, say she has an appointment set up, and then we'll never hear about it again. She's got to prove the critics wrong, but so far, she hasn't. It's all part of the larger, alleged pattern of her life. The endless journey without a destination, the public feuds and private pain, the constant stream of content, allegedly to get attention and money. She is, in the eyes of many online, a walking contradiction. A woman who complains about her life, but allegedly refuses to do what's necessary to change it. She has a voice and a platform, but she uses it to post videos about her man's puzzle piece while ignoring serious health concerns. She complains about her family's living situation, but allegedly chooses to stay in it. She says she's a good mother, but online viewers are constantly pointing out alleged instances of neglect. It's all just a sad cycle of dysfunction, and at the heart of it all are 5 kids who are living with the consequences. And on a final note, let's talk about the alleged shaken baby speculation that's been thrown around online. A lot of people are commenting that the baby's symptoms look like something they would see from a shaken baby.
Stephanie from the Resilient Jenkins posted this photo of her youngest daughter, Manova, and you guys are going to tell me that you don't see a big concern here? Now, a lot of you said that maybe Manova was just focusing too hard on something, or sometimes babies just do that. But if you guys go to the Resilient Jenkins page, you're going to see timelines of when her eyes look normal and then when her eyes started to look different. And I've already made myself very clear by saying I am not trying to come at her daughter. I am pointing out something very serious. Did y'all not just see the Emmanuel Haro case? Do y'all not educate yourselves on shaken baby syndrome? And maybe it's not from Stephanie. Maybe it's from Drew. I don't know. But something about her eyes is very wrong, and she needs to take her daughter to be seen for that. And I'm sorry, but I have never, ever heard of a baby's eyes just crossing out of nowhere. Y'all gotta let me know what you think down in the comments.
Now, I am not a doctor. I have no children and I've never been married. I have no personal experience with this. I'm not making that accusation, and I'm not a medical professional. I am simply reporting on what is being said online. I don't know what a shaken baby looks like, and I don't want to Google it because that is extremely traumatizing. But I do know that her followers are concerned. And when your followers are bringing up a concern as serious as that, you'd think that would take priority over making videos about Drew. You'd think that's a signal to take a step back, log off, and address the issue offline. But so far, that hasn't happened.
I don't know why it rubs me the wrong way that Stephanie Jenkins is complaining that she only gets a little bit of WIC or a little bit of assistance when there is people that get no help whatsoever that actually need it. I'm talking about disabled veterans. I'm talking about people that are homeless that have worked and are not getting the support that they rightfully need because they fall under the income threshold. You're making more than 10 grand a month being a content creator. You are making a choice, I should say, and that's to stay in poverty because of maybe outliers like the devil's lettuce that you keep doing even though you can't afford a house or somewhere bigger than a free motel shelter. That is why I get so angry at people like Stephanie Jenkins. It's not because they're getting help. It's because they're getting help when they don't need it. And they're abusing and using the system. But go ahead and comment, tell me what you think. And follow me for more videos like this.
Let's talk about a topic that has been discussed for a while. The alleged insect problem in the motel room. The internet has seen evidence of various creepy crawlies in the motel room since the Jenkins family first became unhoused. We've seen screenshots from cleaning videos that Drew allegedly posted, showing what appeared to be ants crawling all over discarded food. Gross. Other videos posted by Stephanie have seemed to confirm the presence of cockroaches and numerous flies buzzing around. It's a level of filth that is frankly shocking to many people. What's even more perplexing is the alleged nonchalant attitude toward these pests. In a recent video, Drew can allegedly be heard excusing the endless supply of bugs, saying it's not a big deal and that the flies, worms, and stuff like that are natural. He even allegedly went on to say that they're just going to break down and go and become part of the earth. Now, as a regular human being with a basic sense of hygiene, I can confidently say that this level of infestation is not normal. We're not talking about a stray silverfish in a damp basement or the occasional fruit fly in the kitchen. We're talking about what appears to be a long-standing infestation of roaches, sugar ants, and flies. Not to mention the alleged flea and lice infestations that the family reportedly dealt with at their old apartment.
No way being mean and no way bashing and no way anything. But I just saw a video about the Resilient Jenkins and her kids are back at school. So then I just went to go look. I don't care what anybody else has to say. I went to go look. So I saw her getting her kids ready for school. My heart, watching those little girls have to get ready in a motel room absolutely breaks my heart for those kids. And to know that kids are mean and they're going to get bullied and I hope every person that is sending their child to school is making sure that they are telling their kid to treat others with kindness. Because, I mean, my kids are well aware that if I find out you're the bully. My mom drove to someone's house when my sister was getting made fun of in school and confronted the parents and the son. Don't fucking play with me. I just feel so bad for all those kids and that baby's eyes. And still part of me is like, but she's just a mom. Even though
This is not just a little pest problem. According to online commentary, it is a sanitation issue that points to a much bigger problem. It's a level of neglect that frankly is inexcusable. On a different note, the kids have reportedly resumed school, which has, for now, quelled the online fears that they would be homeschooled. This came as a relief to many who were concerned about the kids' socialization and education. However, the return to school also brought with it a renewed focus from Child Protective Services. According to online rumors, Stephanie has expressed frustration with this, allegedly stating that caseworkers can't just keep showing up at her door based on allegations they're getting from people on social media. She allegedly said that she knows how the system works and that the reports need to come from people who actually see the kids and can confirm what they are reporting. And of course, Stephanie wasted no time in using the kids' return to school as another opportunity for a public performance.
Drew Jenkins wasn't always a bum. I don't know if you saw, but Stephanie Jenkins started a support group on Facebook, and she was actually on there opening up about when she first met Drew and how he was completely different than the man that he is today. She also made it seem like Drew was doing just fine until Stephanie and her daughters went to go live with him. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. She said that when they first met, he was very motivated, that he would keep up with the things around the house. She specifically said that he would make sure that there was always toilet paper, that they always had groceries. He was taking care of the home, according to her, being a family man. She said that when she met him, he actually had some savings built up.
In a Facebook post, she allegedly wrote that she's not the type to share what my kids are wearing to school until they're on their way home from school. But this is what my two little beauties wore for their first day of school. Sadly, I can't include the picture of all the siblings together, but they're all looking so grown up this year. This post, which was also accompanied by a picture of her kids, was immediately scrutinized. While the kids looked incredibly cute, the comments quickly pointed out the alleged passive-aggressive nature of the post. It was a thinly veiled jab at the court order that prevents her from posting to Sean, and a classic example of her prioritizing her online narrative over the children's privacy. It's an alleged pattern of behavior that shows a deep-seated need to maintain control of the narrative, even if it means putting her own kids' business on blast.
And she knew this because her daughters ended up breaking his TV, and she called him to tell him about it, and he was like, well, we can just go half on the TV. It already sounds bad. They literally moved into this man's one bedroom, depleted his savings, broke his TV. And then she says that somewhere down the line, I guess from the stress of life and having a bigger family, that he just slowly started to not be that man anymore. And she said that this is part of the reason why she can't find the strength to leave him, because she still sees that man that she first met in Drew. She still believes that he can be this man if they would just be in a better situation. And what she doesn't realize is that it's his job as a man to put them in that better situation, not her job. If he's not doing it, it's because he doesn't have the will. He doesn't want to. And as a result, you're dragging down your own kids for that man. Now, a lot of the comments in the support group are still very negative because it's a public group, and people were literally telling her, girl, you moved you and your family into his home when he was doing well with his child. They're blaming Stephanie for his situation. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that he ended up broke and depressed how he is now because of her? Do you think that him and Deshaun would have had a better life if she would have never moved in?
This back-to-school post also raised a number of serious, long-standing concerns about the children's well-being. A rumor has been circulating that one of the daughters may have experienced hair loss. A screenshot from a recent video appears to show a bald spot, which has led many to speculate about the cause. While it's possible that this is just a trick of the light or a misinterpretation, hair loss could point to much more serious issues, such as emotional distress or malnutrition. This brings me to another major concern that has been discussed online: whether the Jenkins kids are getting enough to eat. Based on the cooking videos Stephanie herself has posted, a lot of people are concerned that the portion sizes she serves her children are far too small. One video, in particular, has received a lot of attention. In it, Stephanie allegedly prepares her kids' school lunches. which consisted of a single, poorly prepared peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a piece of fruit. The breakfast that day was reportedly 2 scoops of plain oatmeal. When you add up the calories, that's barely enough to sustain an active school-aged child for the morning. The PB&J and oatmeal combined only add up to around 480 calories, which is far below the recommended daily caloric intake for a child. For context, a child between the ages of 7 and 10 needs between 1,600 and 2,000 calories per day. So, 480 calories between breakfast and lunch is, in my humble opinion, not enough.
So Stephanie Jenkins from the Resilient Jenkins made a Facebook support group, and they already have people asking for money. Can you believe that people are already asking for donations because they're in a tight situation?
If you don't know what that page is, go ahead and join it here. But basically, it's about single moms who work 2 jobs, who love their kids, and never stop. With brittle, well, you know what I mean. Moms who work so hard and they just want to share their recipes with one another. They want to share each other's casseroles and talk about how miserable their lives are. That is what this support group is supposed to be. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and show a couple of things that I've seen instead. Yep, so this page has basically become how to make money 101 / get scammed / oh, do you know how to make French toast / supporting Stephanie Jenkins. They need mods or something because it's kind of icky. Make me a mod, Stephanie Jenkins. Make me a mod.
This isn't the first time that concerns about food have been raised. Back in November of 2024, a creator named Kitty Farragama posted a video claiming that her son was friends with one of Stephanie's sons and that her son would often pack extra lunch and snacks for his friend because the friend wasn't getting enough to eat at home. Another person in the comments allegedly supported this, saying that they used to send leftover breakfast and snacks home with some of the kids they worked with to make sure they weren't starving. And if you need more proof that the kids aren't getting enough to eat, consider this. In a recent TikTok, Stephanie allegedly made light of making after-school snacks for her children. In the video, she says, "My kiddos are going to be here any minute now," and that they've been asking for certain snacks every time they go to the store. This makes it sound like making snacks is a chore, and she even says, I gave in, as if it's a huge burden. Later in the video, she mentions that the kids often come home from school with snacks in their backpacks, and she says she doesn't know why. A comment from a woman named Megan cleared it up, saying that they're coming home with snacks in the backpack because the school recognized neglect. They're making sure they're not starving. Another video, which showed Stephanie making pasta for her family, also raised a lot of red flags. A user on Reddit pointed out the seemingly disproportionate amounts of each ingredient that she used. The portions of sauce, tomatoes, beef, and pasta, when divided among the family, only amounted to a few hundred calories per person. And this is assuming that everyone got an equal portion, which, based on other videos of Stephanie's own late-night meals, is highly unlikely. It's frustrating to watch this alleged behavior, where the parents appear to be putting their own needs ahead of their children's. And to add insult to injury, Stephanie also posted a video about a recent grocery haul and brought up how their benefits have been significantly cut. She wrote in the caption that navigating food for our family of 7 has been a new challenge with our benefits being cut significantly, but we will always make sure these kiddos eat. This reinforces the online theory that their benefits were cut because of the income they are making from social media.
But I saw update number 3 today where she had $4,000. And then I saw this update number 4 today and she now has $7,000. I'm pretty sure she's going to post another update probably today and it's going to be more. But she's currently at $7,000 in 4 days. Now, as I'm sitting here at my 9 to 5 looking at this video, it was hard to not feel like emotions of jealousy a little bit because it's like, damn, I'm a mom, I'm a single mom working hard and doing videos to like earn residual content, and all she did was post a video and was like, yeah, can I get 300,000 of y'all to send me $1? And it's working.
It also highlights the fact that despite all the money they're allegedly making, they're still in a hotel and still struggling with basic necessities. So, what does this all mean? The constant presence of bugs, the alleged malnutrition of the kids, and the parents' apparent lack of concern for these issues paint a very bleak picture. It's a pattern of alleged neglect that has many people concerned for the well-being of these children. It's also an alleged pattern of selfishness, where the parents are apparently putting their own wants and needs, like Instacart orders and other things, ahead of their children's needs. I have to ask you, my viewers, do you believe Stephanie's story? Do you think the benefits were cut because of her income from social media? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to me and allows me to keep doing what I love. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay in the loop on all the latest gossip and commentary, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an update. I'll see you in the next one.